Good morning. I'm gonna try to Daryl. I'm gonna try to do a video today about doing the feast where Yah has not chose to put his name. Okay, so we're excited about doing Yah's feast when we come out of the church. So it's a good thing to study his feast, but not do them till we're back in the land of a place of his choosing. There's a lot of places in the Bible that's talking about this, but there's a couple that I want to read to you right now up front. In Deuteronomy, I say read. I'm just going to tell you where they're at. Deuteronomy. I want you to study this because it's kind of in-depth study. Deuteronomy 12. Okay, there's verses 4 and 5. Verses 13 and 14, and verses 17 and 18. And on Deuteronomy 16, verses 5 and 6, and verse 11, and there may be another one or two there in there somewhere. But study those for yourself about doing the feast. We're at a time of woe and lamentation and mourning. Many's fixing to die because of the church mixing pagan witchcraft in these pagan holidays, and they've taken it around the world and said it's okay to do so. So Yah's very upset. Destruction's coming to the world. Mystery Babylon's probably first. So what we're seeing is people's coming out of these churches and they're interested in Yah's feast, so they're going to do them presumptuously in the wrong place, in a profane place, in a place that is nasty. So Mystery Babylon's nasty. Yah's not going to let you do his feast there because it's not sanctified. It's not dedicated for that because it's so nasty. It's going to get destroyed, actually. And it's not really a time of feasting. We should be gathering our brothers and sisters, the house of Israel, the lost sheep of the house of Israel, in this time, rather than feasting and celebrating. Are you scattering the flock? So, are you putting stumbling blocks down? Feasters, are you getting these people to come do the feast and learning Hebrew and stuff like that, when they should be finding other people to get them out of the church and to get them keeping the commandments and eating clean and being in the covenants of promise? Shouldn't we be doing that instead of feasting? I think so. Y'all says do not do that which is right in your own eyes. So do the feast only where I put my name, where the city is built. So Jerusalem, that's a good study. Check that out. Is that where the Father's name is? Deuteronomy 12 and 16, it has like 7 of those cautions of doing the feast in your gates, basically. And then it's quoting a section of Isaiah 3:25 through 31, doing what's right in your own eyes, all about vainglory and the shepherd. So this is all vainglory, doing this feast stuff right now. You're supposed to encourage your family to study the feast, and your children, teach them about the feasts, but not do them. So I want to get that out front there. I wanted to do a little housekeeping here while I'm thinking about it. Mark on AKA Watchman Wake Up has a good study in this subject also. He's a brother, and look him up on YouTube. That's AKA Watchman Wake Up. I forgot to tell you that up front. I'm sorry. So Ezekiel, the watchmen are going to rise up and warn the shepherds against doing feast and feeding their own belly. They lack understanding, and it's going to be required at their hands because they're doing these feasts in a profane land. Is there scripture concerning that it would cause them to go into captivity? That's a good question. You need to be looking that scripture up. Ezekiel 34 quotes Isaiah 56 on this. That's interesting. 2 Timothy 3 and 4. That's a good study. Study that out. Because of what Yeshua said about smiting fellow servants in the Torah movement, word police, calendar police. We don't even have the right calendar to do these feasts or the tools to do them correctly. And Yah demands this stuff be done correctly. And he likes some mercy and not sacrifice, you guys. He would rather us do the 10 commandments and keep them and be holy, and then do all these sacrifices. They're stumbling blocks. There is a porter in the gate, and the watchman is with his God. Feasters are supposed to be mourning and lamentation. Right now, they're supposed to be warning the neighbor instead of feasting. So the blood's not on their hands. Do not that which is holy in a profane land. So that's a big problem. Deuteronomy, I want to read you this. Deuteronomy 28:14. I'm not a fast Bible flipper. Sorry, y'all. Okay, and I'm hoping my phone don't shut off again. Okay. I'm going to start at 13. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them. So I'm putting a plug in there to do the commandments for sure, and the word. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left hand, to other gods to serve them. So don't go to the right and don't go to the left. Stay in the middle. He's not wanting you to do the feast right now. And this is also, he's not wanting you to do the Christmas either. That's to the left. The pagan holidays, don't do that, because that's a sin. Just read Jeremiah 10 about that. Read the end of Isaiah concerning. Hosea 6:6, for I desired mercy, not sacrifice, and the knowledge of God more than the burnt offerings. So that's interesting. Study that. Micah 6:6, wherewith shall I come before the Lord and bow myself before the high God? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves of a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with these, or with thousands of rams, or with 10,000s of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? No, he prefers mercy, not sacrifice. Oh, it's a bad thing. So another thing is in 2 Kings, Israel got in trouble, as you know, for whoring with the Ashtoreth pole. So we're in punishment and captivity. So check this out. This is in Lamentations 2:6-7. And he hath violently taken away his tabernacle, as it were of a garden. He hath destroyed his places of assembly, and the Lord hath ceased the solemn feast and Sabbaths to be forgotten in Zion, and has despised the indignation of his anger. The king and the priest, the Lord hath cast off his altar, and he hath abhorred his sanctuary. He hath given up into the hand of the enemy the walls of her palaces. They have made a noise in the house of the Lord, as in the day of the solemn feast. So that's Lamentations 2:6-7. Review that for sure. I want to read. Let's do some Tobit here. This is Tobit 1:4. And when I was in mine own country, in the land of Israel, being but young, all the tribes of Naphtali fell from the house of Jerusalem, which was chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, that the tribes should sacrifice there, where the temple of the habitation of the Most High was consecrated and built for all ages. But I alone went, this is verse 6. But I alone went let me start over. But I alone went often to Jerusalem at the feast, as I was ordained into all the people of Israel by an everlasting decree, having the first fruits and tenths of increase with that which was shown, and there I gave that at the altar to the priest and the children of Aaron. This is verse 6 or 2:6. Remembering that prophecy of Amos, as he said, for your feast shall be turned into mourning, and all your mirth into lamentation. So that's another indication of where we're at in time. I wanted to read Hosea 8:8 to you real quick. We're going to do that. Hosea 8:8. I'm sorry, Hosea 8. I said 8:8. Set the trumpet to thy mouth. He shall come as an eagle against the house of the Lord, because they have transgressed my covenant and trespassed against my law. Israel shall cry unto me, my God. We know Israel hath cast off the thing that is good. The enemy shall pursue him. They have set kings, but not by me. They have made princes. I knew it not. Of the silver and the gold they have made them idols, that they may be cut off. Thy calf, O Samaria, has cast thee off. Mine anger is kindled against them. How long will it be? How long will it be ere they attain innocency? For from Israel was it also the workman made it. Therefore it is not God, but the calf of Samaria, broken in pieces. That's that cow. For they have sown the wind, and they shall weep the whirlwind. It hath no stalk, but shall yield no meal. If so, it yield the strangers shall swallow it up. Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles, a vessel wherein wherein is no pleasure. For they are gone up to Assyria, a wild ass alone by herself. Ephraim hired lovers, yea, though they have hired among the nations. Now will I gather them, and they shall sorrow a little for a burden of the king of princes, because Ephraim hath made many altars to sin. Altars shall be unto him to sin. I have written him in the great things of my law, but they were counted as strange things. They sacrifice flesh for sacrifices of mine offerings and eat it, but the Lord accepteth them not. Now will he remember their iniquity and visit their sins, and shall return into Egypt. For Israel hath forgotten his Maker, and buildeth temples, and Judah hath multiplied fenced cities, but I will send fire upon his cities, and it shall devour the places thereof. So that's Hosea 8. So, caution on the feast. A big caution. Do your own research. And there's many videos out my brothers and sisters have made concerning. Just do your research on that. And I hope this blesses you. I had to rush through it and try to read fast before my phone shut off. I do apologize for that. But yeah, do your research on the feast. We want to do them. Our heart is to do the fun things of Yah, but we have to wait for his further instruction. We are in punishment. We're grounded to our room. We can't come out and play, basically, until he says so. Anyway, love you guys. Hope this blesses you. Have a good day.